Chris Lovell here with another edition of Pirate Talk. Chip Darden to my left, as always, and Colton Coons taking care of us. Man, it's been a minute since we did one of these bye weeks. You guys are so routine oriented. When you do mix in an off week, it feels like it was like a month goes by. But take me through how the bye week treated you guys. And I know it's just a weird time to have it at the end of the season. That was the. And that's just like a flip of the coin way back that you do like a year ago. Kinda?
Yeah, you draw numbers.
Draw numbers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And that's everybody just randomly, and that's what you drew. So you either drew 1 or 7. I don't know what, or 1 or 9.
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
If the high one or the low one, you're at the back end. Yeah. So you knew this was going to be the case, for many weeks and everything like that. But how was it? Because I think mentally is probably where you needed it the most.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing. You look at like a lot of times in your open week, you think of getting healthy, and that's part of it. Somebody that's a little bit banged up, well, you don't have to really go through practice that week. You can let them heal up, let them go through. Getting with the trainers and things like that. But I think mentally more than anything, we just need that break. You need to be able to go practice a little bit. That's not maybe quite as intense. That's just us working on our stuff, getting better at details and fundamentals and things like that. That when you get going and you got this game plan, sometimes it's hard to slow down and really be fundamental. And so we were able to do that. I think it was very successful. We didn't practice at all Monday, didn't have school, so I thought that was important too. They got 3 days totally off and got our weight work in and all that stuff. So it was good. Came at the right time, and I think one of the things is we went 10 straight, but if you have that break in the middle after 4 games is what we had the last few years. Well, if you're going to play for a state championship, then you got to go 11 in a row after that. So where are you going to get your big stretch? Well, we got it, and maybe now we're refreshed for a run, and we'll be ready to play our best football, I hope.
And, the beginning of the bye week, actually it was the morning after. I'm going to go back a little bit. The morning after your last game that you played, you had your kids go out to the South Plains Food Bank.
Yep.
Take me through that dynamic. I think that's awesome, 1, and 2, it just it's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Giving back and together and all. There's a lot of win there.
Yeah, and and we say this a lot in the program. It's easy to be a good character guy and a team guy and all this when things are going well. It's easy to have class when things are going real well, but that's not why you do it. You don't just do it when you're winning or when you're having a good game or whatever. And so I thought, obviously, we didn't want to lose our last 2 games that we did, but coming off of that one, it was tough. I think it showed our guys like, hey, we're still going to show up. We're still going to serve. Pretty neat on how that came about is we've got a leadership council. The leadership council has, you've got our captains that are voted on by the team, but then the leadership council is a coach's vote. And what we've done it different. Even going back, Coach Cat had a leadership council, and it seems like every year we've done it a little bit different. I think this year it's been really good. That leadership council has had a lot of say and stuff that we're doing and trying to have an impact way down the road. 10 years later, this leadership council wants to have some sort of impact on what's happening in the program. But one of the things they wanted to do was a full team during the season, serving others some way, and they came up with, what about the food bank? And so we kind of got in touch with them, and it just worked out. And it was great. A little bit as a coach, worried about after we get back at, 2 a.m. from Abilene, and you got to show back up, be there at 8:30. How many people are going to show up? And I think of our 60 some odd kids, we had about 50 show up, and then with coaches, we had 60 that volunteered there, and they were really appreciative. I was proud of our kids, and yeah, it's probably pretty good to go. All right, there's bigger stuff than winning one football game, and we want to win them, but it's a little bigger than that.
And they may not realize this, you may not realize this, but years from now, you may remember that more than some third down play.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's sports.
Yeah.
I mean, that just what some of the things that you do with the camaraderie with the team and all that stuff.
And it's pretty neat, like what they had us doing. I won't get into detail, but you can see competitiveness in everybody, coaches, kids. Like it was who's going to do it faster, who's going to do it better, we're winning, and so that was happening. It was pretty fun.
Okay, well, I wanted to make sure that we brought that up because I think that's an important story to tell. Okay, so and a lot of people have asked and are curious, and there's some times when you've hosted these first round playoff games, they've been on a Thursday. How'd you end up on a Thursday night?
Yeah.
And how does that go about?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's just agreed upon. This one, there had to be a flip. We preferred Thursday. Our admin was okay with it. It's tough with school and everything, but coming off of our open week.
School, yes.
I did not, Mr. Bryant.
It's
I did
jokes.
not say it.
It's just jokes.
I did not say it.
It's just jokes.
No, so we wanted Thursday. Thought it gave us benefit, and I think one of the big benefits is if you win. That's the key. If you win, then you've got that Friday to recover, and then you got a lot of it for coaches, but just kids too. Then you got Saturday, Sunday, and you're
More
back to a
time to
normal
prepare.
routine.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of it, but we wanted to flip. We were going to FaceTime and do an actual coin flip, and then we ended up the Chiefs Monday Night Football game was last week, and I think it was the Chiefs. Yeah, it was.
It sure was.
And I text.
And the Buccaneers.
Yeah, my wife Stacy actually. Mark Bendel, who's Memorials coach now, used to be at Ryder. We played in the playoffs 4 years in a row, and so we got to where we would do this for coin flip on home visitor. We would do odd or even during some football game. Hey, Tech football game, I'll take odd. You got even on the total points, and so we did that with the Chiefs game, and it was a crazy game. Went to overtime, and the Chiefs won in overtime, but it got to odd or even, I think, is what we had. And so we got to choose, and we chose Thursday.
And I can see, you're coming off of a bye week, but this makes them playing on a short week technically.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, it's a big time advantage for you, even though they'll be the home team. But you've got to, you're fully rested on that. They played last Friday and having to do it on a short week. So, okay, what do we know about Coach Brooks and Canutillo and the Eagles and all those things? I mean, they are 9-1. They have really never left town.
Yep.
They've hammered a lot of these El Paso programs, but the one thing I know is that their running back from 2 years ago starting for BYU.
Yeah, really good player.
L.J. Martin. That's when I first remember Canutillo and the walking around knowledge there. But to just kind of take me through who they are and what they are.
Yeah, they've just been maybe the best program in El Paso, any classification, going back from. Since I've been coaching, they're always one of the best. Coach Brooks has been there. You may know off the top of your head, but he has been their head coach at least 10 or so years. And do you know that number?
I want to say when I looked it up, if I'm doing the math right, it's like 11 or 12. But I don't know.
I think that's
it could
right.
be 9, but I mean, I remember seeing.
I feel like it's double digits as well, but he does a great job. What a classy guy he is. Just I've worked with him before a little bit. There was a couple other years that we thought we might play, and it didn't work out. But we've communicated before. Just always really easy to work with, and but he builds it around defense. Their defense is really talented. They're big up front. They're going to stop the run, and that's just kind of where they pair together. So they're going to stop the run. They're going to make it ugly on your offense. And they've done that with everybody. Del Valle, who is 10-0 and a really good team, it's got some Power 4 kids.
So one team that beat them.
Yeah. They gave up 31 points to them, and then the other 9 games, I think they've given up 65 points, something total. Like that total. They're just really good on defense, but they pair it with their offense well. Their offense is not going to be real fancy. They want to run the ball somewhere around 75% run. They'll bring in 7-0 linemen at times and just try to get big, and that creates problems, and they wear you down. And when your offense is struggling and then they get the ball and they just run some clock and kind of milk it down, it can just be frustrating. And that's the kind of games that they get into, and they're pretty impressive.
So Big 12 comparison, I think we've done this before, but this is Kansas State or Iowa State.
I think so.
Limited possessions.
Yep.
Like, hey, here's what we do. We feel like we'll try to do it really well. We're not going to try to trick you.
That's exactly right.
Per se, and all that.
Yep.
They've got 3 running backs that have, I think, 7 or more rushing touchdowns, 3 different ones. A bit of a situation at quarterback. They had a young man that played the first 6 games or so, and then there's been somebody else that's played the last 3. But so we'll see kind of who you get. But defensively, number 11, Theodore Lachlan.
Yep.
He's the best player or one of the
One
best,
of,
and he
yeah,
kind of
for sure.
plays all over the place. Yes.
Their defense, and that's what's been impressive, is they've got guys that you're locked in on. Number 11, he's an outside linebacker. All right, he's outside linebacker, and then all of a sudden, some plays he's an inside linebacker. And they've had some games too. I mean, kid that number 4 I think is a really good player that plays safety for him, and then he'll play outside linebacker. And then it's pretty impressive how they can move guys around position. I think that just shows how good at coaches they are. They're able to coach kids in multiple things, but it's a system. They've been running this system, I would imagine, since they're in 6th or 7th grade. They know it all, and so that's impressive to see. But yeah, 11, 4 is a really good player. D-line, the nose, number 35 is good. And then I think probably their most impressive player overall is number 8. He's one of those that's got those rushing touchdowns. They put him in the backfield. They'll throw it to him there. They'll put him at receiver, and then he plays corner. I just think he is a really good athlete. And I want to say we watched their stream the other night of their last game, and the announcer said a 4-year starter. I think he's been on their varsity since his freshman year. So impressive player.
Coach Brooks has obviously got the same problem with you guys as you would here what I'm about to ask you, but how do you, when there's no crossover, they basically are playing every school in El Paso, you're not playing anybody anywhere near, how do you kind of ultimately determine when you're watching them and preparing for this opponent, what are they?
Yeah.
Are they, how fast is it? How big is it? I mean, you just don't really... You've had to do this before. But,
yeah, I think that's gotten easier on a couple things. Like 2014 was the first year we played in El Paso. We played El Paso Eastlake. They were a brand new school at the time, and they got after us in 2014 and 2015. But that was a different day and age, and we might get 2 films, and the quality of that film was rough, and so we had a hard time with that. I remember the first year we played Eastlake, we thought they were just little, and we walked out there for warm-ups and went, oh man, no, they are not little. They are big, and they got after us. But I think, so one, film has gotten better. You can tell a lot, and that's just across the board. We also have to trade
watching a stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have to trade every film if one coach wants to. So if you get to the state championship and there's 15 film, if one coach says I want all 15, the UIL says you got to do it. So that way there's no way to kind of pull one over somebody. So you get more opportunities to see them. But then I just think for us is we've played an El Paso team. I'm gonna lie, but I think from 2014 almost every single year. And so we've got an idea of A, the good programs, and B, just how good a football El Paso's are playing. So it's helped. I think through the last 10 or so years, we've gotten better at how we evaluate them. And this one's good, I can tell you that. Like we've played some that we took care of pretty easily. We're going to have to play really well to be in this game on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, but you get what I'm asking.
It is. I mean, but I think it's the same with, when we play even Alito, like, yes, what Alito's got. You can go look at a recruiting deal and see that they've got these 8 kids, but at the same time, there's no, we're not playing Everman and we're not playing all these schools. So it's hard to tell when there's no common opponents and anything like that. But, we take everybody seriously, that's for sure. So that helps. I think we've got a coaching staff that does that.
Can you tell? Can you tell there's a different sense of urgency with just practice and like preparation and like film watching and just some heightened awareness. I mean, because this is different. It feels different. You mentioned weather's changed. Yep. You're kind of gearing up to pack and go on a road trip and all that stuff, but it's meaningful.
Oh yeah, you can tell big time, and like I think you can tell with, I don't know. It's funny, like. Practice is practice. Like when you get in a team session, our guys do a good job. Like we're gonna go. Like we usually don't make them go a ton of plays in a row during practice. We're gonna go about 3 or 4 really good reps. Let another group go where they're not just getting dead tired. So that is very similar. But you watch like the detail drills, or you watch post practice when we are done, but maybe we're going to walk through something, and that's where you can see them just really locked in and changing. And then coaches, it's the same. Like we've got, we go now with a lot bigger goal line / 2-point conversion script, mainly because of the rules. You get to multiple overtimes, you're just alternating 2-point conversions. Well, so normally when we'd go into a game with 2 or 3, we've got a bunch now, and it's just this time of year, all of a sudden we're talking more about, okay, we've been repping this one, but do we need to tweak this block? Do we need to align him a little bit wider? Do you just it's the urgency, like you said. There's no take back of going, man, we coached that wrong. Next week, let's get that fixed. There's no next week, and so I think you can see that all the way through. Coaches, players, everybody's got that urgency about them.
Yeah, and you just don't know, because whenever if a next loss occurs, some kids will just never put on a helmet again.
Yep,
that's
right.
One of these bad boys. Road Trip. You ever seen that movie, by the way?
I have. I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Probably can't quote it here.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, Massachusetts.
It's a phenomenal movie. It's a phenomenal movie. I would highly encourage it. But okay, when you were on a road trip as a kid with Matt and Meg, and y'all are going on family vacation, what games would you have played to pass the time way back before you don't have the phone or the iPad or the?
I wish I knew the name.
The Game Boy or whatever.
My mom will know the name of it, but my mom had. I've always been a trivia guy, but she had this purple. Still remember it, but and I don't know the size of it, but maybe like that and long. But it had like just questions, and we'd do that all the time.
Okay.
Answering questions, kind of play trivia. But here's what we really did and this is how times have changed. We had a van and lay the seats down, and we're in the back. I mean, there's no seat belts. And we usually got some sort of box, and we had a TV that would plug into the cigarette lighter, and we'd throw a movie in. We'd sit there and watch. Old school. Flying projectile with a TV not buckled in. The times have changed a little bit.
Yeah,
that's what I remember about road trips.
Okay. That's allowed too. Did you ever play like I Spy?
Oh yeah.
Or like the license plate game?
I play I Spy right now.
Okay.
We play that quite a bit.
Yes. Okay. If you road trip, it's always about the stop at the truck stop or the convenience store or whatever. Got to get gas. Got to use the restroom. Inevitably, you're purchasing something, right? Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Okay. If I give you $10 and you're going to a truck stop, convenience store, if I give you $10 and you got to spend it, what are you buying?
We're getting sunflower seeds for sure.
Like flavored or regular?
I'm very plain there. I know that's shocking to everybody how plain I am. We're getting original.
No barbecue, no
original
I mean,
sunflower seeds.
I would like ranch and pickle and some of that's just trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So sunflower seeds, Reese's, water. If I'm driving the bus or Suburban, I'll get a Dr. Pepper or something. I'm not much of a soda guy, but I will.
Nectar of the gods, Dr. Pepper, man. Yeah.
And if I'm at an All Sips
burrito,
I'm getting some All Sips burritos.
Yes. They tried. Did they bring all free ones?
No,
we didn't follow up on that.
Yeah, we'll get on.
We don't want to break any NIL rules.
That's exactly right. That's probably against it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's not against the rules for the coaches. So if All Sips wants to bring the coaches some burritos, we are in.
2 times, fried burritos, That was a good little omen for the opener. That was good. I mean, how long ago does that feel?
Oh man, forever ago. I actually talked to Coach Dodge this weekend. Just you start needing to connect with people and getting phone numbers, and so he called about some of ours that he may play here early in the playoffs. And anyway, it seems like forever ago, and also seems like yesterday. But
and he'll be bringing his team to Lubbock, Texas, in about 10 months, 9 months.
Yep,
is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So that return trip. Okay, well, again, this game will be streamed on NFHS. Okay, so you got to have that network. You can sign up for it and cancel at any time. So if you want to, but that's how you must watch it. That's Canutillo's situation there. We will have radio broadcast 100.7 The Score. It will start at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday night, and then your normal broadcast and all that. And you can get an app on your phone for 100.7 The Score if you're driving and or just at home and want to listen. But if you want to watch it, NFHS, just Google that, sign up for it. You can cancel it anytime. So, man, good luck. Sunflower seeds and some some Reese's. I think that's a good combo.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
As we tell the kids this time of year, like Monday morning our meeting, we said we got to make sure we got a meeting next Monday. So let's make sure we're here next week.
And I always know you always like this is a couple weeks away, but it's like always a big deal too to still be practicing on
Oh
Thanksgiving.
yeah, it's a goal. We've talked about it.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Earn the right.
That's right.
Yeah, don't be home watching the parade, man.
Yeah,
Santa's gonna come show up at the very end. Shocker.
Right.
Spoiler alert. But you'd rather be on the field practicing in whatever kind of weather Mother Nature has in store. So, all right, Coach, appreciate it. Good luck. Should be fun. Y'all safe travels for everybody there. Thank you for watching. This has been another edition of Pirate Talk. For Chris Lovell, for Chip Darden, and for Colton Coons. We'll talk to you next time.